Hey, good afternoon, YouTubers. Since we got a little break from the triple-digit heat here in Garden Farms, thought I'd give an update on the lazy man's garden. The garden hasn't been too lazy. It's the garden that grows itself. It's actually growing like weeds. Tomatoes, we actually got tons of tomatoes that are still green. We got tons of jalapenos that are about 2 weeks away from being big enough to pick. We learned that we can use cucumbers as ground cover under our bush vegetables, and it kind of like controls the weeds. That's something that I never thought about before, but probably a lot of people probably know about that. Plant cucumbers underneath your pepper plants. There's my big son's holy moly. It's full of moly peppers. He's gonna let them dry before he makes the meal, whatever it's Spanish type food. Holy moly. Here's our, the season's been weird. Our squash hasn't really done much. Squash, pumpkins, butternut. I think the butternut's gonna do something. I hope. And more squash. Now here's a note about my garlic. Okay, I had this brainstorm I'd grow some garlic in the, but I guess garlic is a fall thing, so it hasn't. I've been watering it for 2 months and there's nothing there, so we put some old yams in the barrel, and the yams will grow, and when the yams die from the cold in the fall, I guess the garlic will come up. So it'll be kind of like a crop rotation type deal. Since I'm close, here's the potato barrel. They seem to be thriving. Gonna have to put some mulch on top of them pretty soon. So here, gonna talk about these trees here. I used to pamper them and got all upset when the fruit would break the branches, and then I realized, well, when the branches hang down, that's called low-hanging fruit, and I stopped putting sulfur on them and they stopped getting that curly leaf. So my what's it called, my nectarine makes really nice fruit that you can put away, and it lasts until about Christmas. And there's my little herd of velociraptors right there. They're all waiting for me to throw them something. Now here's another little thing that we're kind of doing, and it's a lazy type thing. Our chicken scratch is full of millet seed, and the chickens don't seem to like the millet as much as other stuff. So all over the yard I got these plants that look like miniature corn stalks. And when I see them, I water them. And then after a while they get those heads on them, those millet heads, which I cut off and I can throw into the chicks. The chicks like them good enough. In fact, the chickens like them too. They just don't seem to like the dry seeds. So here's a couple more. I got one right in the middle of my gate, which is about as awkward as you can get. But I'm gonna let it grow and harvest it when the time comes. So now that this is where I had the chicken cage And of course, all the scratch that I threw on the ground has come up, but there's no chicken cage there anymore. Since I'm close, I'm going to show you my sad apple tree. My apple tree is full of apple. Well, it's got some apples on it, but check out the horrible look of that bark. Like, it was a beetle, but it's the sun-facing side, and I got a feeling that the increased ultraviolet from the sun these days has just sunburned all the trunks on my young trees. Made it a lot easier for the beetles to take hold. Now some of them, okay. And here's an update on the frizz family. There's the frizzle chicks. Hey chickies. Yeah, they're like what I call in the eagle stage. They look like little baby eagles. They act like little dinosaurs. There's Mama. Now, here's the story on Mama. Mama Frizzle. Oh boy, ouch. We got the frizzles because they like to. We got the frizzle. Oh, here's another millet. We got the frizzles because they like to sit on their eggs. Let me see. And so Mama Frizzle here, let me show you this first. This is sort of a phenomenon. It's actually a sucker. It's actually a sucker from the you know what, the tree right over here, which is the purple robe. Purple robe, I guess they're an acacia, and they send out roots, and then the roots go the right distance apart, and then they send up new trees, which just by coincidence it came out in the right place. Okay, so here's more of my lazy garden theory. My wife found this little sprout when we were pulling weeds. Now we don't pull, I don't pull weeds because they're a nuisance. I pull weeds because they're forage for the animal. Okay, I got cut off. I cut myself off. I pull weeds because it's forage for the animals. So we were pulling weeds in the front yard, and my wife finds this squash or pumpkin, whatever it is. So whenever we find something that looks like it might be useful, we kind of like encourage it. And I mean, it looks a lot nicer than a lawn full of weeds. So anyway, that's in keeping with my lazy philosophy. You know, laziness is the mother of invention. Might as well make this comprehensive. There's mother-in-law. There's the little mother-in-law tree. It wasn't really her tree, but she gave us the idea. Mother-in-law lived in a trailer park, and she grew a peach tree in a barrel. And the peach tree, after 30 years, the barrel fell apart, and the peach tree was rooted in the ground. So we did the same thing. We picked a spot where the peach tree could live after the barrel went away, and man, that sucker is full of beautiful peaches. I don't know if you can see those in there, but they're falling off the tree. See them? And they're delicious, and so that was kind of neat. Okay, here we go. Hey, Squig. Okay, this guy is a rescue. He's a animal shelter rescue. And I don't know if you can see his tusks or not, but he's still a pet. I mean, I'm not too much afraid of him, but see those tusks? Okay, name is Squig, named after the Squiggy, named after the character from Laverne and Shirley. And was kind of a surprise when we first saw his wild boar tusks. Yeah, there's Marty the tortoise. He's hiding from the sun today. Yeah, we'll go check out Chomper. Okay, here's Chomper, the world's slowest grass mower, lawn mower. He's kind of really enjoying the hot weather because they're from like the Sahara Desert, I think. So water to him is like a treat, and stuff that's green is like a treat. We feed him. I try to feed him as much weeds as I can, but he gets his share of gourmet greens as well. So, and this is his summer home, and in the winter it's his winter home, but it's got a heat light in it in the winter because they don't hibernate. So, and then oops. Battery temperature too high.